Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to round 2 of the family category. My name is Kylie Lyons and I am your panel chair, continuing on for this category, ably assisted by my lovely, beautiful, gorgeous DJ Shireen Hammond, who's working on the microphones. But as we've been mentioning all morning, the family category is brought to us by Gicley Media Supplies, or is that Gicley? I should say it with my French accent. It is a giclée. Is that right? Oh la la. It's not jiggly. It's a giclée. Now, I'd like to introduce to you Bruce Connolly from Gicley Media, who'd like to say a few words. Thanks, Bruce.
I get to be from Gicley Media rather than owning Gicley Media. I'll tell you what the distinction is in a minute. Gicley Media Supplies has for a decade and a half been Australia's leading boutique importer of high quality archival inkjet media, and that's all we do. But you might know us more by some of the brands that turn up in laboratories, or maybe you print them yourself. There's Moab of the United States for its Entrada and Juniper rags, which have been in the market now for over 15 years. There's Sill of Europe, who's the manufacturer of many, at least most of the European brands that you see. It's actually the coater behind those names. We represent its plants in France, Germany and Switzerland. And there's plenty of small, boutique, very high quality rag manufacturers, the most notable being Somerset of England in Bockingford. You know, that's my personal favourite. So we're a direct importer of those things. Now, the distinction between being an employee and an owner is that an owner can execute policy. And as a policy, we aren't a shop with a couple of packets of inkjet paper in the corner with a profile you can download and hope and pray that it might look something like the original on your monitor. We're a large warehouse and we're dedicated to produce the highest quality result right from the time that you shoot it, how you shot it, how you produced the profile, how you edited to the profile, particularly whether you looked at the shadows or not, whether it's a Mac or a Windows machine and what difference that makes, right to the print sharpening at the end. And all my employees are either on long service leave or they qualify for it because we've been in business that long and we've never changed any of them. So all I'd like you to do is come and see us at Stand 11 and have a look at that significant difference. You'll see real prints on the wall. They're not framed. They're not under glass. Every print has the camera that shot it. It has the lens that shot it. And if you ask me, I'll even tell you the aperture that shot it and who shot it, because most of them was myself in some foreign land. And, well, there's a few other judges around here that shot a few of the others. So if you really want to produce a print that's going to have some impact and it's going to have sympathy for the subject, please come and see us.
Beautiful. Thank you, Bruce. And of course, thank you for your support and thank you for sponsoring the family category.
It's the first year for family.
First year for family. Well, hopefully we'll see you again. Hope you.
Alternative process got scrapped.
Okay. Thank you, Bruce. And Stand 11 is exactly what he said. And for those people on live stream, Bruce, is it gicley.com.au? What's your website?
I never look up my own website.
Oh, well, tell me what your website is.
I think it's www.gicleymedia.com.au, yeah.
Excellent. Or Google Eyes. Google knows all.
Well, we take direct orders from everybody.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate that. Now, as we mentioned, family category, our panel is ready to go, and I'll tell you who they are. Right down the end in seat 1 is Julie Ewing from Victoria, Photog with 3 bars and a licentiate, just to chuck that in there as well. Welcome to our panel. This is room 4, Julie, and we're a good family team here. David Oliver, he's chosen a different seat to sit in now. So David, Grandmaster of Photography, is back, and of course he's a licentiate as well. You don't get grey hair for nothing, do you? Yes, you are. Yes, you gotta be. Yeah, don't try and kid yourself, David. All right. Smack bang in the middle is Mark Risotto. That never gets tired, does it? Never gets tired.
Not really.
No, we're all chuckling on the inside.
And the outside.
And the outside too. So Mark Risotto from Queensland, Photog. He's got his red ribbon around his neck. Thank you. Nice to see you. Now, nice, it is nice, isn't it? It's different, it's unusual, it's nice. Katie Kohlenberg sitting in position number 4. She's just worn red today. She's just matching in with the red ribbon, and it looks lovely. She's got 1 gold bar sitting there on her chest. Very nice indeed. All the way from AC of T. Yes, AC of T. Then Jacinta Dalben. Hello. How you going? She's all the way from Melbourne. She's got her yellow associate ribbon on today. Now, I've just been reminded that my able assistant, DJ Shireen Hammond, is the Family Photographer of the Year. National Family Photographer of the Year. So that's about to end in the next couple of days. And she's got a red ribbon and 3 gold bars on it and a licentiate. So she's old like us. Yeah. And she so wants to get on this microphone and sing. So just watch towards the end of the category. We might have some karaoke. And then my name is Kylie Lyons. I'm a Master of Photography as well with 1 gold bar, and I'm also an honorary life member of the Institute. Isn't that nice? Well done, thank you. Now, out the back, Angela's still there, and we've got Don still there, and Nellie's still there. Show your faces. Come wave so everyone knows who we're looking at. Look at them. Look. Aren't they... They have the hardest job. They've got to concentrate. They've got to listen to what I say. They've got to turn the prints, but they get to see some really beautiful prints up close. So it's all worthwhile. Does everybody here know Vic? Where I just saw Vic. Look, as our president, Vic Vittorio Natale. Buongiorno, Vittorio. We welcome Vic here. Who else do we know? Oh, look, Rob Hammond's up the back. Look. I feel like Romper Room now. I need my mirror to say, and I see you too. Tony's here. Does everybody here know Tony? No. All right, after all this introduction, you ready to go, print handlers? Judges, ready to go? Let's have the first print of the second session of the family category. Thank you. Thank you, judges. We have an average score of 78. Mark, you're leaning forward. I'll ask for a comment. You're closest to microphone.
Okay. Just watch your handling of the printing in the black and whites. It just needs to be treated with a little bit more care.
Thank you, Mark. Next print, please. Learning. I'm sure our audience members, did you get your treasure hunt map? There's a treasure hunt. You got to go get stickers to win a prize. Yeah, go to the AIPP stand, hashtag APPA 2017. Get your treasure hunt map and go and see all of our wonderful trade partners out there and go in the draw to win daily prizes. Ooh. Just waiting on Julie's score to come in. You need a pen like mine with a stylus on the end. Thank you, judges. This print has averaged 79. It will go for review at the end of the category, but we'll have a comment, and I might ask Jacinta, you're also on 79. Brief comment, please.
A great concept. I'm probably looking for something a little bit more with the storytelling. Also, just watch the highlight on the foot that's the highest. The highlight on the foot is brighter than the highlights on the base.
Thank you very much. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 81. Silver award. I'll comment from David. Thanks.
Yes, it was exciting to look at this image from here. And when I went in close, I wasn't disappointed. Great expression. Fabulous. Waited for a long time to capture that, I would imagine. So well done.
David, next print, please. I'm going to give a shout out to Candice King, who's up in Largs, which is way past Newcastle. She sent me a message through the break saying she's loving the live streaming. Isn't that nice? That's just up the road from David's place. G'day, Candice. I heard my name. So there's a great pub in Largs. I've not been there, but maybe we all need to go. Thank you, judges. Scores coming in. It has a majority score 84. Actually, let me just check. Oh, yes. I'll take that as a challenge, Mark. Rubbing your hands, hand in the air, and a score of 91 means that you've scored gold. So you may indeed challenge. Good. Now, let me tell you, it did average 85. But we have 3 of our judges under that silver distinction range, so it's a majority 84. So you're working with 87, 78, 83 and 84, and you're 91. Thank you, Mark. Take it away.
Shireen, hi. How you going? Welcome back. Shireen. Yeah. It is mesmerising, and I'm really glad that we get to sit here and talk about it and look at it for a bit longer. I stole this a 91. I believe it's got the outstanding visual communication that it needs because it's a heart. It's the shape of a heart, and the heart is the family. It's the soul. It's the kind of centre. And the fact that you've got this old, rugged hand which has been photographed beautifully and worked so well, and all those cracks are coming through quite perfectly. Now this reminds you of my dad actually, because he's a concreter and he's an old Italian man, and this is what his hands are like. He's the dishwasher man because it takes him like 40 minutes just to clean his hands every night. And the little hand at the front is just the child's hand, and it's just positioned beautifully, and it's just clean and it's simple, and it's kind of like the heart of the family is looking after the generation that's coming next. So I'm diving into this story quite a lot, but not just the story. I love the quality of the printing, the paper that it's been picked, that it chose to be a circle as well. A square that looks like a heart. So I'd love to see it in that gold range. It's unique. We haven't seen anything like this. We normally see little hands and feet and babies and things, but this is getting to the stage where someone's come out of the box a little bit further. And also the retouching and the way they've treated the image. Like, to photograph that, you had to get rid of the wrist, obviously. And they've done it in such a way that there's such care that you don't notice it it doesn't. There's no kind of like a sign of it. It's not distracted by anything else. It's just photographed really well, and I want to see it up there.
Thank you, Mark. David, could I hear from you, please, on 78?
Yeah, well done, Mark. I listened to everything you said there. I sat on the fence with this one because I had a problem with where the hand was coming from, even if it had been slightly softer, I guess, so as you could see the hand, where it was leading from, it would have worked for me. But then you mentioned the heart shape, and I guess I was being a little bit harsh, and I do see it now, and I'm happy to come up. I'm not too sure about gold, maybe a bit more coverage on this one from other people, but I'm happy to come into the silver distinction category. But yeah, I love the hands, I love the fingers, I love all that texture, beautifully printed. So I
Okay.
will be coming up.
Pass that microphone to Julie, who'd like to have a chat.
Yeah, for everything Mark said, I just thought it was sublime. I gave it a solid silver with distinction, and I'm happy to move up to gold because I was heading in that direction. And what really struck me in it is that often it is the baby hand against the old hand, but this child's a little older. Perhaps this is the kid that just loves to go to the garage with dad and watch. And, that connection, I love that symbolism of the heart of the family, and I truly believe that this is worthy of a gold. It's a supreme print. It's beautifully handled, beautifully lit. Let's give it some higher scoring.
Okay, Mark, you can have a right of reply.
Okay, I don't think much needs to be said. We want to bring it up into that gold range and applaud the photographer for the brilliant work, the outstanding visual communication, interpretation, creativity, emotional impact, and remarkable technique. Let's give it a gold, guys.
Thank you, Mark. Sit back on 91 for a moment. The judges please rescore? Print has averaged 91. Well done. And we had basically all of our judges move, and 4 of them went into that gold range. So thank you very much. Congratulations. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has averaged 78. David, comment. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Hang on. DJ Shireen is just letting the side down a little bit for here.
Saved me from the faux pas. I really love this image. The separation from the background would have been better from a slightly higher angle, so as they stood out against the ocean, just losing that headland, which is dominating, I think, that composition. But beautifully executed and great expression.
Thank you, David. And thanks for stepping in on that, Vicky. Next print, please. And for the benefit... Okay. So Jacinta's going to sit out this one. For the benefit of our live audience and our live stream audience, a judge can at any time step back from judging a print. They don't have to tell me why. And it could be for a variety of reasons. It could be that they might know the photographer. It could be that they might have seen the image before. It could be that it might they might have a conflict with the subject or the style of the image. So they just have to point it out that they want to step away. And we appreciate their honesty and good judging by doing that. And we just get one of our first reserves in. In this case, Vicky's taken up the offer. Thank you, judges. We have an average score of 81, a silver award. Thank you. And I might ask, Vicky, could I have a comment from you? Make you work while you're sitting there.
Yeah, beautiful. Just, I love the delicacy, the posing, the gesture, all those things have all come together, and it's a little symphony. It's delicate, beautiful, lovely.
Thank you. Accept that score and have next print, please. Right, now you're out. Thank you, judges. Print has averaged 78. You can challenge. David, you are on your
Yeah,
own at
I thought
83,
so.
but you're at 78, 75, 78, 77. But let's take the
Yeah,
challenge.
look, obviously I don't want to sway 4 people to come up, but look, I just thought it was worthy of a silver for capturing 9 interesting images and the way it was put together. It's hard photographing dogs, and there's at least 5 or 6 great shots of that dog there, and which are really lovely. But so just rewarding the effort and the composition.
Okay, Mark, can I hear from you, please? You're at 75.
Okay. I scored at 75 as good professional practice. This is what we should be giving to our clients on a daily basis. And the horizon on that middle, on the left-hand side, being on such a dramatic angle is very distracting.
Okay. If our other judges have nothing to add, I'll go back to David for a right of reply. No, we'll leave it as is. All right then. David, you sit back for a moment. Can our other judges please rescore? Thank you. And the print remains at 78. Accept that score. Next print, please. Alan, could you step into this print for Mark for a moment, please? Hello, Josh Marshall. Not at the moment. Just plodding along. Plodding along. Doing well. Thank you, judges. Print scores 82, silver award. Thank you. And I might ask Julie, can I have just a brief comment, please?
Yeah, I thought this was a really beautiful portrait of this little fellow, and just such a gorgeous expression on his face. Well handled, well printed, beautiful tonal range. Well done.
Thank you. We'll accept that score, and I'm going to do a judge change. Jacinta, give you a rotation for Vicky Bell. Come on down. Next print, please. Oh no, I'm never finished. Yes. We need the So now we'll bring, when we go to there, we'll bring Ellen back in. Yes, Kate, yes, and she's there as well. So yes, so we'll bring Ellen back in. Yeah, when we go to change, so we'll give it a. Yeah, yeah, yep, 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 yep. I remind you. Thank you, judges. Print has scored 82, a silver award. I might ask Katie, can I have a comment, please? You're on 82.
This is a beautiful high impact image that is really intriguing and quite different. I would probably just have a look at the cropping and maybe some of the sharpening, but otherwise it's got a lot going for it. It's beautiful.
Thank you, and a silver award to boot. So thank you, judges. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 76. And a comment maybe from Julie. Thank you.
Yeah, first of all, I had a little giggle at this because there's always a naughty child in every family. So there are obviously a baby announcement and so on, but it was a little over sharpened and a bit too busy to really convey an award-winning image.
Thank you, Julie. Next print, please. So this is the family category. Session 2, of course, we're taking a number of breaks through the day, and I hope you all realise that we are commenting on every single print over the next 3 days. Hopefully that gives some insight, critique, education, not only for the recipient or the photographer, but also for our audience. Hello to our live streamers. Hope you're enjoying the show. There is a chat room. I hope they're chatting away. I can't see the chat room, but I'm sure there's some chitter-chat happening. Hello, Alan. Yes, if you're clever enough to find my mobile phone, send me a text message, say hello. But you've got to Google it. Thank you, judges. Print has averaged 79 and will go for review at the end of the category. There are no challenges available, but I might ask for a comment, please, from Vicky, because you're right on that 78, 79 mark.
Well, I applaud the danger factor, so don't try this at home. Yeah, probably just more finessing in the tonality of it, and yeah, just the very hot spot on his face is kind of a little bit distracting, but overall, you know, great concept.
Thank you, Vicky. Next print, please. So we actually have 5 rooms running this weekend. I think that's the biggest we've ever had, the most rooms we've ever had. Room 1 is the documentary birth category. Room 2 is our commercial category. Room 3 is the other half of our family category. This here is room 4. We're the cool kids. Welcome to room 4. Room 5 is science, wildlife and nature. And there is also the book category. So that's 6 rooms technically. Thank you, judges. This print in front of us has scored 82, Silver Award. Nice. Yes, Julie, comment, thanks.
Peachy. No, it was absolutely beautiful. I was going even higher. It's just the baby's hand that's a little bit static and awkward in it that pulled it down, because otherwise absolutely sublime, and I applaud the photographer.
Thank you, Julie. Next print, please. Shout out to Linda Bex. Linda Bex is listening in online. She's up there in the Newcastle area. Hi, Linda. Thank you, judges. We have a score of 81, Silver Award. Thank you. Katie, comment. Thank you.
Yeah, this is really beautiful print. It's a beautiful moment, especially the larger image at the top there. I would have loved to have come up a bit higher, but I just really struggled between whether it should have been that single image at the top or whether it should have been the little sequence at the bottom, and I just feel a bit conflicted about that looking at it. But, you know, the author's done an amazing job of capturing some really beautiful moments.
Thank you, Katie. Accept that score and congratulations to the photographer. Next print, please. Just what there's that scores come in. Thank you, judges. Print scores 81, silver award. Nice. I might ask Julie for a comment.
Yeah, its initial impact was of interest. Could it possibly be? And then the kaleidoscope made up of the pregnant image, and then with the baby was really enjoyably done. So I enjoyed that and the lighting on their faces. So I have given it a silver, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Julie. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 83, silver award. Comment from, Katie, thanks.
Hello. This image ticks a lot of boxes in that it's a beautiful composition, it's beautifully styled, it's beautifully lit. Technically, it's quite exquisite. It's just missing that third element, something to sort of take us into a bit more of a story. But other than that, well done to the author.
Sorry, DJ's letting me down. Thank you, Katie. And on that note, I'm going to give you a rotation, and we've got to bring Alan Photobat Moyle back into the fold. Photobat back. Okay. Good to be back. Welcome back. Next print, please. Unless it's the same one. Thank you, judges. This print has averaged 81, silver award. Oh, you sounded excited about that, Vicky. Give us a comment then.
It's a fun, exciting image. It's delicate and delightful and quirky. I love a bit of humour. My only comment would be I feel like it's very... they're competing a lot with that background, which is really dominating, so maybe a little more of a neutral location would really pronounce the activity of the children through that sequence.
Thank you, Vicky. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 78. David, could I get a comment from you, please?
Yeah, look, I enjoyed the expressions. I just think it just the fighting between the top picture and the bottom picture didn't quite work for me. The formal picture against the candid didn't seem believable.
Okay, thank you, David. Next print, please. Our scores are in, and we have an average of 88, a silver distinction. Well, I'm going to take Alan's challenge because Alan's sitting there on 93, but know that you're not alone. We could sing a song. You are not alone. So you've got a 92 there with you. You have two 86s and an 83. Take it away, Alan.
Well, this is amazing in terms of composition, the way we can't fault the printing and the presentation. It's beautiful. But the thing that takes this up to that gold is the story. There are stories in here that can be interpreted lots of different ways. So my interpretation of it is that the right way up image is present. That's what we see. And the reflection is the past. And the bird there represents hope. So for me, it actually has that feeling that this is a couple who have gone through the struggles and the pain of IVF or something like that and have finally got to where they want to be. And there's that hope for the future of actually having a family. And the representation of the bird as well in the bottom half, around the edge, just to bring it all in. It's like the bird's coming in, giving them the hopes coming through the bottom and coming out the top. It's beautiful. It's a gold, and it needs to come up there. So I would love to bring you guys up into that category.
All right, I'd like to hear from Mark first. You're at 83.
Sorry. That's okay. The story, I got the story in there, and the interpretation could be done from the flip side, you could say, with the picture, that the present is with the bird and present, with the bird and pregnant, and the past is that they lost the baby and it's flown off. So you can interpret it like so many different kind of ways. So I was just looking for the clarification of trying to figure out which one's which, whether the bird's flying in and they're pregnant and there's life, or the bird's flying was there and now flying out. So I'm confused, which is probably a good thing. So I'm definitely kind of listening. I'm probably going to come up a bit as well. Do I need to know the story? I don't really need to know the story. So I'm all ears.
Julie, you're also in the gold range. Can I hear from you, please?
Yeah, this image is absolutely exquisite. I love the story within it, and I think the fact that the pregnant image at the top is the first one you look at, I think that is the moment now. And the fact that it is, we see a lot of images just flipped and what have you, but it is a before story, before the fact the bird's in the image at the top, flying into the image at the bottom. There are so many parts to this, and I just love the trees around the edge. It's like this beautiful lace doily surrounding them, but this would be just the most amazing art piece on their wall. I truly believe this is worthy of a gold, if not a gold with distinction, and I think we should really reevaluate.
Thank you, Julie. We'll go back to Alan for a right of reply.
So yeah, agreeing with Julie in terms of, if we have a look at the bird at the bottom, it's flying in, it's not flying out. So that brings that story to the way that we've sort of been discussing it. So again, exquisitely printed, beautiful piece of art, amazing for the family to have. Cannot really fault this too much. I'm wishing I had gone higher. So I would love to see you all guys all come up into the range, which has a 9 at the front.
That's telling them. So 93 is your score, Alan, and you can leave it there. The other judges may rescore now. And all our judges move to 93 Gold Award. So we had every single one of our judges move into the gold range. So very good teamwork. Thank you, boys and girls. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print has scored 77. David's going to challenge. I'll take the challenge, David, knowing again you're out on your own. But 82 with all our other judges in that 70 range.
Give it a try. I just love their expressions, the composition, the colour harmony, and the subtle colours in there that work really well. I love the fact that they're up against the background, but they're not competing against that background, and that's really difficult to do. I think it's been just shot natural light, and I just think it's such a simple little picture, great expressions. I'm reading it from here. I guess when you do go in close, you might find a few little faults, but from here I think it's just a beautiful family portrait that compositionally works, and if we can get an extra couple of marks, it might stand a chance.
Alan, please.
I agree. I love the posing. I love the placement. Everything like that's fantastic. Having the main guy who's standing up being out of focus definitely pulls this down, because it feels like it all should be sharp. It has a great strength to it, and that strength is pulled down by that lack of sharpness.
Julie, did you want to say something? You looked like you were chomping at the bit a little bit.
I'm not chomping at the bit, but I agree with both David and Alan. From back here, like, what parent wouldn't love that portrait of their kids? I thought it was of high professional
standard.
Thank you. I didn't award it a silver. I felt it was let down with the lighting and the final print.
All right, David, you get a final word.
Thanks, yeah. I just enjoying the lighting. I think it's very subtle and soft, and works for the clothes that they're wearing. And yeah, technically, I agree with you, Alan. Like, I looked at him and thought, I'd love to be sharp. But when you're looking at a picture from here, even if that was blown up really, really big, then you're not going to jump out and say, oh, he's slightly out of focus. It's just a nice family portrait.
Okay, thanks, David. Your score of 82 stays in place. Other judges, please rescore. Thank you. We have moved. It's now 78. Thank you. We'll accept that score. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has scored 81, a silver award. Lovely. Oh, David, I'd love you to chat. Thank you. Give us a comment.
I really love this image. I think it's just a shame that we've got the wall on the right-hand side. Crop square, I would have been in the gold category with us. It's just superb. You know, the father walking through, the reflection in the picture in the background, the mother feeding the baby. It's just got colour harmony. It's just so strong, but it is distracting with that wall on the right-hand side.
Thank you, David. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 75. And a comment from Vicky, if I may.
I feel like the lighting was quite conflicting because she's warm, the rest is cool. Probably, just sort of lacking in a bit of expression and emotion. It's very stagnant.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you, Vicky. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has averaged 83. And I've got a challenge, a nod from Mark, who's on 91. So you're working with 76, 84, 82 and 82. Thank you, Mark.
From the
One second. One second. Yeah. 2.
Thank you. From the initial impact when that turned around visually, I think that's really brilliant. It's outstanding. From here, I was like, now I'm excited. Now you've got my attention, which is awesome. And one of the little technical things that I absolutely love about this is that it is a black and white. The photographers found the most amazing, most perfect little arc of space in trees that would have been a forest of so much to choose from. But they found that spot specifically. And what I love that I think was absolutely clever, which shows fantastic camera technique and skill, is that the shot with the dad is probably about half a foot behind the shot with the mum and the baby. And they've used the light reflecting off the son's white shirt to put the highlights into the little girl so you can see her expression. Because if they were on the same plane, you couldn't see the expression because there's no light on the face. So the fact that the photographers really kind of thought about that and went, you know what, it's going to be too dark. It could just be a normal silhouette like we see all the time, but they've gone, you know what, if I just position them a little bit differently, I could get the reflection of the shirt, turn it into a reflector, light up the face, and capture the expression at the same time. And yes, it is obvious that the mum's picking the baby up and they're laughing and giggling, but they've captured a little bit of dad, a little bit of mum, a little bit of the child as well. And in black and white, I think it's stunning. So I'd love to hear the thoughts of the others of what you have to say, but I would love to see it come up at least into a silver distinction at least.
Okay, thank you, Mark. David would like to make a few comments.
Yes, I would have been with you there in the gold category because it's got everything. All the lines are leading to that couple, the branches, the grass, everything leads to them. So it's a great find. The one thing that stopped me was that sun that could have been controlled. In this category, that could have been retouched and softened just a little, and your eye goes straight there instead of the family. And that was the one thing that stopped me going gold. Happy to go silver distinction because I think it deserves it for everything else that's in this image. And you're right, the reflection off the little boy's shirt back to the little girl is just exquisite. So silver distinction for me, and I'm happy with that.
Okay, if our other judges have nothing to add. Yes, Julie'd like to add a comment.
Well, it appears I was the most harsh here, perhaps too harsh, because I certainly enjoyed that everyone's expressions caught within it, and even just the rim of Dad's face as he peeks around. What I struggled with was the lithographic type of rendition of the print and the clump of tree to the left of Mum with the light coming through. Look, I have been harsh. I will move up. I can't be talked into a gold yet, Mark. But look, it is absolutely beautiful, the capture of the expressions. I just felt it was let down by some technical sides.
Okay, then we'll go back to Mark now for your right of reply.
The photographers controlled those blacks so well. Like that clump that you talk about, you can still see all the details of all the leaves, and I still haven't heard of why it shouldn't be really up there, apart from that light coming through, that sunshine, which just adds to the dramatic part. If that kind of wasn't there, it would just look like a silhouette, like every other shot that we see. But the fact that photographers timed that perfectly, that window of opportunity would have only been for 5 to 10 minutes before that sun had gone down. They saw it, they captured it. I would love to see it up into the gold range, but if you can't get it that far, at least into silver distinction would be nice. Reward the photographer for being awesome.
Thank you, Mark. Your score of 91 remains. Other judges, please rescore. And I think you've got what you wished for. We have a final score of 87, silver distinction. So someone somewhere might think that you're awesome too. Nice. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. We have a print score of 81, silver award. Yay. I might pick on David for a comment because you scored at 81 too.
Yeah, look, I think it's quite exciting, you know, that moment where she's jumped up into his arms, and I guess we're rewarding that emotional impact that we saw there with the wind blowing, and yeah, it's just a nice picture.
Nice. And a silver award to boot. Congratulations to the photographer. Next print, please. Just a reminder, this is the family category. Jacinta, could you... So, family category, and after this category, we will be moving into the travel category in this room. But we're still doing family. Our panel at the moment is Julie Ewing, David Oliver, Mark Rosetto, Alan Moyle, and Vicky Bell. What a good team we've got. How's our audience going? You enjoying it? Yeah, happy? Happy, Jan? Good. Love. I know, there's not enough interaction. We need audience participation. Bit of bit of yay. And don't forget to go and visit our platinum sponsor stands, Olympus, Aeon and Panasonic. I know Panasonic has coffee. I know. All right, by majority, we have a score of 84. And we have a challenge from Julie at 91. Now, I'll give you the heads up, Julie. It did average 85. But we have 3 of our judges just below that silver distinction range. So majority 84. You're at 91, and I'm going to accept your challenge. Go for it.
I think we can do it. I just love the story told within this. Having just waved goodbye to my firstborn, Mum and Dad here are waving goodbye to their son taking off. He's got the guitar and the swag. His dog wants to go with him. The other one's sort of staying back, and brother and sister are high-fiving each other. Like little kids gone, man, I've got the big boys' room. It just has so much beautiful storytelling in it. You can see everyone's expression in it, even though it's a silhouette. It's absolutely divine. It's printed beautifully. It's just really subtle. Oh, I absolutely love it, and I really think we should be rewarding this in the gold category.
David, can I hear from you, please?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Julie. The big boy. I didn't pick him as the oldest son. Sorry, I missed that part. But if that's the true story, then I'm going with it. So I'll go up to silver distinction. But yeah, no, it's a lovely, great composition, and you know, great animation, storyline. Now we know that it's the eldest son. Good call. So yeah, no, I'm happy to go silver distinction.
Okay. No other comments from our other 3 judges. Julie, I'll give you a right of reply.
Yeah, I just think it has such a fantastic storytelling ability to it. It's absolutely beautiful, and you can just feel the expressions amongst everyone, even the way the dogs are looking or following. You know, it really just has that whole family tells the story of family. This is the family category, and I think that is a really beautiful story of a family, and it really does deserve a gold.
Thank you, Julie. Now, Julie's score of 91 remains. Other judges, please rescore. Turn me up. We've got an average of 88, a silver distinction. Thank you. Jacinta, stay there. I'm going to rotate Mark off. Mark, you can have a break. You've done good. Yeah, take your drink bottle, which is take your drink bottle. It's got all our wonderful platinum sponsors on it, plus our own names. It's beautiful. And we'll have next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 81, a silver award. Lovely. Maybe a comment from... Oh, Julie, yes. Yeah, no, love it. Put your hand up.
Yeah, no, I just really thought, I love this. This is family as well. And I applaud the photographer for entering this image because, you know, you get your perfect image, but then you get the one that's not meant to happen but turns out to be fabulous. So well done and congratulations on your silver.
Thank you. Next print, please. Just waiting for Julie's score. It's in. Thank you. Print has averaged 78. Challenge from Alan. I'll challenge that. Yes, 83 for Alan, bearing in mind your other judges are 77, 75, 76, 78. Take it away, Alan.
Yeah, I love the whole concept and presentation of this. I love the way that it has been cropped with the circle and actually how it brings you around. So it does really, your eye does really travel well into this frame, and you know the dad, you know, playing the airplane with the child, and you know the mum and the other child catching up in the back. So I think it's great. I think it's a really great little story. So I think it should come up into that range. It's been printed lovely as well.
David, could I hear from you, please, at 75?
Yeah, I sort of struggled with the circle not being centred. I can't see the reason for it being that far to the left. But the first subject that you look at in this image is in the background, the mother with a really white shirt and the really blown out face. You know, she's really copped all the light out of this image. And so that's where my eye travelled. So, but I love that foreground shot, you know, of the father and son. I think that's great. But just...
Vicky, could I hear you speak to the print, please?
I don't want to get too seduced by the circle and the concept. For me, there's a lot of interference with the foreground child and the background child cutting in there, just a composition thing. And I agree with David, like, you know, the mother's shirt kind of gravitating your eye quite a bit, but I'm like loving the dad and the son, and it could almost be that alone. Yeah, so congratulations on the, you know, the concept, but it didn't quite get there for me.
Back to Alan for right of reply.
Yeah, so again, great concept. I personally find the circular framing actually helps bring it all together. So the highlights in the background of Mum don't really kind of push me away because I'm in a circular composition, so I'm constantly looking around the image. So I think it should go up into a silver. I'd love to see it come up.
Okay, well, it's currently averaging 78. Alan's score will stick there at 83. Can I get other judges to rescore? And the print remains at 78. But thank you, we appreciate all those comments. I'll accept that score. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. This print has averaged 78. Julie, can I ask for a comment from you, please?
It's a really lovely concept of perhaps siblings and their musical instruments. I felt the little girl's head at the front compared to the size of the boy's head behind her when you're doing this type of concept was out of kilt. They need to be more sized wise. Perhaps he needed to come closer. But that it was beautifully done. It's a professional practice. To me, it just wasn't of award standard.
Thank you, Julie. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print averages 75. And I might ask David, quick comment, please. You're on 75.
Yeah, look, I think lighting lets this picture down because that little girl's got a great expression, but it's just really, really bright. And maybe the pink background is just too strong.
Thank you, David. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 76. Can I ask Alan for a comment, please?
I think this is a great concept that has more potential. I think a little bit better in the exposure in terms of how it's been produced and maybe looking at the cropping and placement of the sister ballerina, white mother person better with the baby.
Thank you, Alan. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 80, a silver award. Yeah. And I might ask Jacinta, you were right on 80. Can I have a comment?
Yeah, this has got even more potential, I think, just to watch the highlights on the mum and baby. But there's a beautiful story there. You could probably revisit it and just work on those small details.
Thank you, Jacinta. Let's go next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 81, a silver award. Yeah. Comment from Vicky, if we may.
Great styling, and love the colour connections work beautifully. I love it when there's intention in that. Palette looks great. Great moment. Beautifully done. Congratulations.
Thank you. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 72. May I have a comment from Julie, please?
It grabs your attention. We all went up to have a look. I think it's the lighting and the final print reproduction and so on that lets it down. But an interesting expression, character.
Thank you, Julie. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print has averaged 79. Yes, and David's cheering. He'd like to challenge on 84. Go for it, David.
Yeah, look, the eyes are just sensational. And, they're telling the story. This is just a fun picture with a great backdrop that sort of lends him to have this big frizzy hair. It's just one of those quirky pictures that I sort of enjoyed and laughed at since I saw it. Had that emotional tag. And great expression. The eyes are all over the place. I mean, it's just a quirky picture, which I love. And I definitely think it deserves to be in the silver category.
Okay. Vicky, could I ask for a comment from you, please?
Love the expression. Yeah, gravitating to the expression, but I feel like it just needs more to get it to the award standard, whether it's in the styling. I'm not really enjoying the heavy texture of the background. Great professional practice, great moment. Quirky kid, love it. Those reasons, but not for an award standard.
Okay, Julie wants to have a chat.
Yeah, no, I gave it a silver as well. I'm with David. I just think his expression is divine. I love the fact that his eyes are grey like the background. Or shall we say silver, David? So, yes, there's this repetition of silver in the background and then in this baby's eyes. But the expression is absolutely adorable, like the twist of the tongue, the bright, beautiful eyes. And the background is sufficiently out of focus that it just becomes this lovely, soft addition to the print. I think it's worthy of a silver, and I think we could give it a few more team.
Okay, David, you get a right of reply.
Yeah, look, just let's reward this for its humour, and that is, it's making us laugh. It's an expression that's captivating. The tongue, everything's wrong. The tongue hanging out the window, the eyes a little bit lower in the frame, but it's quirky and it's different. And that backdrop is just works beautifully with with the composition. It looks like he's got this big African hairstyle.
Thank you, David. We'll accept your score of 84. You can sit back and relax. Our other judges, please rescore. And just a reminder that our judges can adjust their scores if they wish in this rescoring challenge process. And it's waiting for one last score. Oh, and by majority again, it's 79. Averaged 81, so it will go for review. And it may go up into that silver range. But lovely conversation. Thank you, judges. Next print, please. All right. Julie, did you hit submit? She did, and this print has averaged 77. Jacinta, comment, thank you. DJ, other one.
Beautiful concept, and at the moment it turned around, I loved it. But going up close, just really watch the cloning around the outside. I'm trying to decipher the background from the blues that's been cloned, and the wrap of the baby to tidy up. Also the detail in the bonnet to be seen a little bit more, and the highlights on the face.
Thank you, Jacinta. Next print, please. Okay, that is the family category in room 4. Yay! Thank you to Gicle Media, our sponsor for this category. We will be going into reviews. You've got probably 5 minutes, judges. Go do a quick toilet stop or something like that. But be back here for our reviews shortly, and we'll tell you who we need just then. Yes, toilet stop, go now, or forever hold your pee.